Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day out there. Welcome to another episode of Life of Brian. I am heading to lunch in my Jaguar F-Type SVR and decided to get some dumplings, and specifically some soup dumplings, also known as xiaolongbao. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that, but gonna go to a place called Dough Zone. They've opened up a couple of locations here in Houston. It's a chain that started in Washington, I believe, and in fact, when my wife and I visited Seattle, which was great, even though our trip got cut short, but that's for another video and another story. Our first spot to eat when we arrived in Seattle was at a Dough Zone near a hotel, and we thought it was really good. So yeah, always in the mood for some good soup dumplings or dumplings in general. So I'm heading to Dough Zone now for lunch, and let's see how everything looks and tastes. So we just got to Dough Zone, guys. It's on the second floor of this strip center, so excited to see how everything looks and tastes, and if it's similar to the experience we had in Seattle, which again, based on my recollection, was good. So we shall see. So I thought it's actually kind of cool and interesting, guys. They actually give you a Dough Zone pen to fill out your selections here, but you can use the QR code or the actual paper menu. And again, it's been several years since I went to the one in Seattle, so I have no idea if this is the same menu. I'm sure they've changed out some items, but definitely will try out the xiaolongbao and definitely get probably a noodle dish as well. And the dumplings are on this side of the menu. Definitely gonna go for the pork and crab and xiaolongbao. I really like the soup dumplings at Din Tai Fung. Obviously, they have a lot of locations. I think I've eaten at Din Tai Fung probably about 6 or 7 different countries, but Din Tai Fung and also Shanghai in NYC has excellent xiaolongbao, I think. But from what I remember, the ones here are also very good. So I just ordered, guys, and of course I over-ordered. I ordered the onion pancake for an appetizer, some of the crab and shrimp xiaolongbao, a beef stew noodle dish, and some beef pot stickers. So wanted to get a little bit of everything just to kind of get a nice little mix. And yeah, I'm actually really hungry, but I'll probably have a lot of take-home food as well. You can see the little covers for the xiaolongbao, the dumplings, tops, which are kind of adorn everywhere in the restaurant, which is kind of a nice little touch. Obviously fits with the theme of the restaurant. So yeah, waiting for the food and excited to see how everything looks and tastes. So they have brought out the beef stew noodles and the crab and pork xiaolongbao, which are the dumplings with the soup inside. This monstrosity here is the beef pot sticker, which I had actually forgotten about. When I went to Seattle, they leave the over fry part, if that makes sense. The excess batter they leave on there, so kind of gives it an interesting look. But I remember these being very good, so definitely excited to try these again as well. The final thing they just brought out, guys, is the green onion pancake, and this also looks very delicious. Okay, guys, I'm starving, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. There was one other thing, which is the onion pancake, which has not come out yet, but again, I'm starving, so we'll go ahead and get started. First with the pork and crab xiaolongbao. For those of you who have never had xiaolongbao before, that is not the proper way you eat it. You're supposed to poke a hole with your chopstick, slurp the soup out, and then pop the dumpling in. But again, I'm just hungry, so I'm not doing it that way. But you're supposed to take the dumpling. I usually just bite a piece into the outside, suck the broth out. and then eat the dumpling. Really good, guys. The broth is very juicy. It's not too porky. I don't like the dumplings that tend to be. Thank you so much. That tend to be too porky. But so this is the pork and crab mix, which I prefer over just the usual pork dumplings. But yeah, it's really good. The pork and the crab taste very fresh. The outside of the dough, the dumpling shell, if you will, is not too chewy. It's not too doughy. It's very good. Okay, now we're gonna try a piece of the fried onion pancake. The thing I like about these onion pancakes here is 99% of the time you get these at any other place, they're super greasy, like just filled with grease and oily. This is not oily or greasy at all. Ironically enough, I mean for you guys who follow my channel, you know, but I don't like onions. This is not oniony at all. Really good. Alright. We're gonna try the beef stew now, guys. Which smelled really, really good when it came out. I don't eat beef stew often, but when I do, I strongly prefer this. This is so good. I would give this like a 9.6 out of 10, guys. The noodles are perfectly like al dente and chewy. The sauce is like kind of like a soy, I don't know if it's soy or sesame oil, but it's very light. It's not heavy. It's not too spicy. The beef is incredibly tender. So good. I haven't tried the beef pot sticker yet, but this is definitely my favorite thing on the table so far. Which is saying something because the other two things are really good. Okay, all right, enough of that. Let's try the beef pot sticker, which is kind of impossible to break apart. So this is actually one pot sticker, guys, with the excess batter. So I got the beef. It's good. Not extraordinary. It tastes a lot like pork, actually. So wouldn't surprise me if they accidentally gave me pork, but that's okay. The excess batter is kind of cool, but it doesn't really add much to it. That one's not bad. I think the star of the show for me is definitely these beef stew noodles. Beef stew noodles are incredible, and of course the xiaolongbao. It's as good as I remember it being in Seattle. I'm actually trying to think of a better place in Houston. There's a place in Chinatown. I don't speak Chinese, so I don't know what the Chinese name translates to American is. I think it's something Dragon or something. It's a kind of small place, hole in the wall. They have soup dumplings there. I would probably put these above that. because a lot of places, I think where they mess up is the dough is too chewy, or the broth isn't good, or it's too porky. Like the meat is not very fresh. Here, all three of those boxes are definitely checked. Really good. Again, reminds me of my trip to Seattle. Very, very pleased. I'm gonna polish off all of this food. Probably not the pot stickers, but everything else is super good. So if there's anything I like more than French fries or sports cars, it's noodles. If you guys follow my channel, I'm a big, huge noodle addict, and I cannot praise these beef stew noodles enough. It's so good, guys. And again, I've had it, obviously being Vietnamese, been to basically every single Asian country. I remember Singapore had amazing noodle dish. But anywho, not to get sidetracked, these beef stew noodles are incredible. There's a Vietnamese dish called bún bò Hue, which is like a beef stew noodle dish, which is what I thought this was kind of very similar to. It can be very spicy. And there's usually like pork and beef and pig's blood sometimes, if you like that sort of thing. Pork. It's very hearty, kind of belly-warming soup dish, especially like if it's cold outside and you can't beat it. My dad makes an excellent bún bò, but this is so good. This is like kind of like a, not exactly that exact flavor profile, but in terms of like the depths of the flavor, the kind of the aroma, the broth of this is very similar to that. It's so good. The noodles are perfect, and again, this broth is amazing, and the beef is just literally just falls apart in your mouth. So if you guys come here, definitely get these beef stew noodles. They are amazing. So I just finished lunch, guys, at Dumpling Zone. That was a super successful lunch outing. Everything was very, very delicious. The same, or actually even better than I remembered at Seattle. And something actually I was trying to say in the restaurant, but I just realized when I was walking out, the really good thing about these dumplings, and I think what really makes a great soup dumpling, is when the outside, the shell, the cover, is not so thick that, again, it's too chewy, but it's also not so thin that you just pick it up and it falls apart and all the soup dumps out. These, again, I think it's the perfect thickness. Not too thick, not too thin, and when you pick them up again, the shell, the outer covering doesn't just disintegrate, and the soup just dumps out, which is one of the saddest parts of eating xiaolongbao, if the soup pours out before you can eat it. So it is to the great taste. Yeah, the thickness, the not too thick, not too thin on the xiaolongbao. That beef stew noodle, oh my God, it's incredible. I'll probably actually be coming out here this weekend with the family, but I would give this place a solid, honestly, guys, 9.5 out of 10. In terms of, the food, service is fantastic as well, and yeah, it's clean in there. It's just really, really great spot if you're craving some delicious noodles, pot stickers, or xiaolongbao. So definitely come check it out, guys. Highly recommend it. Please give the video a thumbs up, comment below, like and subscribe. Please support the channel. Hope to catch you guys on the next video. Happy eating. Bye bye.